My name is Awais Chaudhry. I'm a pharmaceutical scientist. I have a degree in biochemistry, and I'm very grateful to be here today. This opportunity by Creative Minds Media to talk about my company Tayyib Naturals. The topic of discussion is focused around joint health. So this is what I'll be discussing today with everybody, inshallah.
Thank you so much, Awais, for being here with us today. And this is the board of Tayyib Natural, and we will be recording the whole video in a bit, which will be uploaded on YouTube, and then you'll be able to see everything, the whole program, inshallah. Thank you, Tayyib. Thank you so much for coming to our session, Coffee with CMM, this morning, which is number 21, I believe, 21 so far. And today I would like to welcome Mr. Awais Chaudhry and Amber, and they are from Tayyib Naturals. And Awais Chaudhry is, please Awais come here. So this young man is a pharmaceutical scientist, pharmaceutical?
Yeah.
Yeah, correct? is a pharmacist, and he is invented or is founder of Tayyib Natural, and today we're going to talk about joint health, which is a common problem in all ages basically, not just when you get older, but in fact it's happening to young people as well. So please welcome Mr. Awais Chaudhry.
Who I am, my name is Awais Chaudhry. I'm the founder of Tayyib Naturals. I have a background in biochemistry. I've got over 10 years of work experience in the pharmaceutical and sort of scientific industry, mainly around developing drugs, medicines, vaccines, etc. But I specialise in like quality and regulatory affairs, so niche. So when it comes to like marketing products and medicines on the market, my role is basically to make sure that they're safe for consumption. So that's essentially my background, what I do. So how it all started. So I'm 32 years old. Around 3 years ago, when I was 29, I was diagnosed with arthritis in my foot. I remember waking up one morning in extreme pain, and I booked myself a doctor's appointment. I was given short-term conventional treatments like painkillers, ibuprofen, etc. It gave me sort of short-term relief, but none of it helped. Then I decided to get sort of private scans done to confirm if anything was broken or not. Came out that the bones were fine, it was just more related to tissue, so essentially it was inflammatory, so that's when I was referred to a rheumatologist. I got diagnosed with arthritis at that point. So the next stage was to essentially get me prescribed onto medication, methotrexate, etc. But given my background, I was very reluctant to go down that route, simply because I know the harsh side effects are involved with sort of traditional conventional medicine. So I was thinking of like sort of finding something that was more natural, something a bit more, culturally accepted as well in our communities in terms of like herbs and whatnot. So that's what led me to speaking to a herbalist. So I was recommended to speak to a homeopathic doctor, and I tried all sorts of solutions with him. Eventually we came up with this formula, which is joint health, and I mean like, I've never experienced something like that before in my life. Alhamdulillah, since then I've been pain-free. I don't take medications, I don't take painkillers, I just take this as and when I need it. So having witnessed firsthand the benefits of the actual product, I thought, okay, let's give it to friends and family and see if they can benefit, and they were experiencing the same results. Then I thought, okay, I need to pass this on to the wider community now, because there's some sort of benefit out there in terms of what I went through. So to pass that on to the community, which is hence why we came with Tayyib Naturals. But obviously, I made sure I did my due diligence. Before I even send it out to the market, we make sure we quality control test the product. We assess it for its safety, how effective it is. Alhamdulillah, one of the best products that you could probably come across in terms of what it aims to do, which is treat arthritis, joint conditions, and anything inflammatory related. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about joint conditions in general and what the current sort of methods for treatment are available out there. Many joint conditions don't have a permanent cure. What I mean by that is, if you've got a joint condition like arthritis or gout or sciatica, anything sort of inflammatory related, there's no sort of permanent cure from a medicine or a supplement alone. It takes a lot more than that. From my own research, my experience with my own sort of condition, a lot of it's to do with your lifestyle and your diet as well is very important. I think with us sort of South Asian communities being more prone to developing these sort of illnesses is down to a number of reasons, and one of them we have to consider is we come from sort of hot climates, warm backgrounds. So genetically our bodies throughout the ages, going back to our ancestors, have always been used to those sort of temperature and all those climates. So genetically our bodies are designed to be optimal in those conditions. Now when you sort of take yourself out of an environment like that and bring yourself to the UK where it's cold, it's wet, it's damp, your body's not going to thrive in those conditions. So naturally over time you're going to become deficient in certain minerals and vitamins that your body needs to function optimally. And this is one of the main reasons why we see arthritis so prominent in South Asian communities, simply because our bodies are having to work extra hard to live in the conditions that we're in at the moment in the UK. Obviously lack of vitamin D, and obviously diet comes into it as well. So based on that, we have to ask ourselves, okay, if we've been given this condition, how do we manage it best, right? You've got obviously medications out there, and with those medications, there are unfortunately side effects that come along with it, and you'll get short temporary relief, shift away from conventional medicines to more sort of herbal, natural solutions. And I think the key is going back in time and really looking at the knowledge and the wisdom that was out there to treat these sort of illnesses. So everybody's going back to their roots. So many people turn to herbal alternatives that work essentially. And alhamdulillah, I'm very fortunate enough to have stumbled across this, joint health, and this sort of fits in with that ethos and that the values which we're trying to drive to the community, that it is safe, it's natural, it's herbal by nature, and there are no harsh side effects that come along with it. So you know exactly what you're putting into your body, whereas obviously with medications, etc., there are risks involved. But with this, we can confidently say it's generally well tolerated with the body. So moving on to the next slide. Yeah, so joint issues in Britain, obviously, within the Asian communities, are widespread. There's probably a 70 to 80% chance every one of us will develop some sort of joint condition as we age and we get older. Many take painkillers. I think that's the most common sort of treatment which I've come across from my own research. And there's sort of cultural habits, delay treatment, and sort of normalise suffering. So some people may have a joint condition and they just tend to sort of just accept it and just live with it. But what we're trying to convey here is that there are solutions out there which are safe for you to take and to give you that bit more mobility and sort of freedom of movement in your day-to-day activities, which is what we're here today to discuss. So there is a need for sort of culturally accepted and traditional sort of natural solutions. It is a herbal supplement and it's made from sort of 7 key ingredients, as you can see. The first is Arabic gum, dried ginger, Indian rhubarb, Armenian mauve, cinnabar, pearl oyster shell and black seed. So a couple of those ingredients as well are mentioned in the Quran as well. Ginger and black seed, for example. So we try to sort of instill sort of values which will resonate with sort of the Muslims as well. So we have included those ingredients, and it's designed to treat arthritis, gout, sciatica, and any inflammatory related condition. So some of these ingredients that you see on there, for example, Armenian mauve, I don't think many people will come across that. So these are used in very traditional Middle Eastern traditions. Same with cinnabar and pearl oyster shell, for example. So we basically combined all these ingredients to create like a very powerful anti-inflammatory sort of herb, you could say, and that's essentially what we are today with that. So, real stories, real relief, obviously. If we can focus better on actual project itself, we can look better at the actual reviews. But anyways, these are the reviews we're sort of getting, so I'll talk to you a bit about like the sort of feedback we're getting. So I was at an event, for example, at District Mosque. I came across a sister who was suffering from menopausal aches and pains. She tried everything like hormone replacement therapy, painkillers, traditional medications. Nothing worked for her, so she took a chance with our sort of supplement. Alhamdulillah, in a few days she's been pain free, and she's consistently been using it. She's been pain free in a few days, and this is the kind of impact which we're having on the community, which I think initially we've been sort of overwhelmed by, and alhamdulillah it's picking up now to the point where, you know, even we're learning every day about other conditions which we weren't aware of that it could potentially treat. So that's just one sort of story now. You know, we've got multiple customers who are sort of suffering from sciatica. Again, they're now pain free. Others with gout. It's a case of just sort of trying it for yourself. If you know somebody, if it's yourself that suffers, or if you know somebody that might suffer from it, try it for yourself and see the results. I'm not going to guarantee it because everybody's body is different. You know, everybody reacts differently to sort of supplements and herbs. But alhamdulillah, from the feedback we've been getting, it's worth taking upon that, in my opinion. So the vision behind Tayyib Naturals. So the Tayyib means pure, clean, wholesome in Arabic. That's why I went with the word Tayyib, and then naturals, obviously, given that our products are derived from natural sources. So our mission is to sort of blend that scientific rigor with traditional wisdom, and we prioritise transparency. So we're very open and honest about how we work, what our products are about. We don't try and sort of mislead people. I'm not going to sit there and promise to you today that if you were to take it, you're going to be pain free. Like I said, everybody's different, but we try and be as transparent as possible with our customers. We prioritise cultural relevance and quality products. So obviously this is where my background comes into it, to make sure that the supplements which we source are safe, they're pure, and they're effective in what they do. So joint health is just the beginning. There are more products to come, but this is our main focus for now. So how to get joint health? You can order online on our website. We offer free delivery across the UK. That's tayyibnaturals.com. We also have social media page set up, Instagram, and it's available for direct purchase and clinic collaborations and community health goals. And then just a final word. So joint health is a gentle, safe, and natural, effective supplement designed to treat anything inflammatory related, particularly against arthritis. It's designed for those who want relief without any harsh side effects. And it's inspired by real pain, backed by science, and created with purpose. And that brings me to the end of it. So thank you very much for listening. I'll leave the floor for any questions that you might have, and I'll try my very best to answer them. It's 2 tablets per day, so we normally advise to take them after meals because of the nature of the herbs. If you take them on empty, it might make you feel a bit nauseous, so once you have another meal, you can split the dosages. So you can do 1 tablet in the morning after you do breakfast, and then 1 at night before you sleep. Or you can take them both together, either in the morning after food, or at night before you sleep.
Just I'm asking if eventually it will come, you know, as we get, and what to do to avoid it. Still you can take this tablet, or just not to take until you get it?
It's a good question. I mean, you can be proactive, so you can take the tablet. You know, I always believe it's better for you to be proactive and prevent you getting something than to wait for the disease to come and react and then treat it. So you're more than welcome to take it if you don't have any joint conditions. Like I said, the ingredients are natural, so there's no sort of side effects associated with it, so you won't be doing any harm to your body. And in terms of where you mentioned how do we avoid getting the joint sort of conditions. It's a case of lifestyle, diet. There's many different factors that go into it. I can't really pinpoint it on one thing, but the main thing we need to consider is, like I touched upon earlier, is that we come from hotter climates naturally. Like genetically, we're not designed to thrive in conditions like the UK because cold, it's wet, it's damp. So we need to basically make sure that our bodies, in terms of the vitamins and the minerals that we're getting, are replenished in that sense, because we're always going to be at a loss in this country. We're not getting enough vitamin D, not getting enough sunlight, and that can have a big impact in terms of the way the body works, the processes that go on inside the body, the metabolism, etc. But just to keep it simple, for everybody's sake here today, watch your diet, be engaged in exercise, and leave the rest of Allah, inshallah.
जैसे कि आजकल टीनेज बच्चे भी समटाइम कंप्लेन करते हैं कि उनको भी जॉइंट पेन होती है, तो क्या ये बच्चों के लिए सूटेबल है जो टीनेज बच्चे हैं?
For teenagers, sister, we advise not to. We normally, this product is sold for adults which is 18 and above. So for teenagers, we wouldn't recommend giving it to them simply because, the children, we've not done enough studies and research out there to even determine if it's suitable for children or not. Based on what we've done so far in our own due diligence, it's safe for adults. So, we wouldn't recommend giving it to children.
Hello. Basically, how long do you have to keep taking this for? Is it like a permanent solution? Do you take it forever or 2 months, 3 months? Because I don't like taking tablets. I don't take anything, but I do suffer the minor, very, very minor arthritis in my little baby, in my fingers. And when I'm writing, because I do a lot of work, obviously, I'm in the medical line myself, and it does affect me. I thought initially, what's this? I couldn't move my fingers. So, because working in the MMP, they sent me for a scan. They said you've got arthritis in your fingers. But I don't want to be taking tablets for the rest of my life because I don't take anything. That's what I'm thinking now.
It's a good question, and unfortunately we do have this sort of, we get addressed this a lot in the sense that people are very reluctant to take something or start something if they've never taken anything before in their life, so they're like, why change if what I'm doing right now is working? And that's a very fair and valid point. I guess from our perspective, what we're trying to basically show people is there is a solution out there that's safe, and it is effective at what it does. In terms of sort of the longevity of it, how long one needs to take it for, again, it depends on the individual, right? And you can't sort of solely rely upon one supplement to grant you a permanent cure. If that existed, everybody would be rich. These scientists, pharmacists, whatever. It's not as easy as that. There's a whole sort of different factors that go into it. Like I said, your diet, what you consume on a day-to-day basis. The reason why we have an illness is because whatever we're putting into our bodies in terms of diet and water, whatever it might be, is causing an inflammatory response, or a response that's giving you that illness, right? So essentially, from my own perspective, what you need to do is look at what your diet is and just do like an elimination diet. Cut one by one foods out that you think are causing you that reaction. Once you've determined that, and you've had a reaction from this food and it's making you feel more sick, then you need to stay away from that food. I'm not saying forever, I'm just saying whilst your body learns to heal itself, because time is the best solution when it comes to this. And the body is amazing in many ways, Allah's created, made us the best of creation, and I firmly believe if you just let the body heal over time, with the right nutrients, you'll get shifa for anything. So it's a case of, if you were to start tablets, we have customers that report a difference within a couple of days and they're pain-free. And it's a case of them being consistent with it, to allow their bodies to acclimatise to the herbs which you've got in there, so the bodies can react to it and build some sort of tolerance to it. Okay, this is good for me now. But when you say, will I be on it forever? That depends on you as an individual. you know, what your circumstances are like in terms of your diet and your lifestyle. You know, you might not need to be on medications or supplements if you fix your diet, for example, if you eat clean, or obviously as Southern Asians like our salads and rotis, and that obviously can go a long way. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, thank you so much. You don't think this will affect your blood cells in any way, or you know, like your white cells and anything like that?
No.
In depth, you know, in your body.
Yeah.
I know it's a natural remedy that you've actually brought out, but I'm just thinking, you know, that way.
I mean, so far, like, you know, I've been taking it for 3 years myself. You know, I go for regular sort of checkups. Alhamdulillah, my health is okay. We've not had a single customer come back to us report us like any side effects or adverse effects. You know, so from my own knowledge, my own research of it, there are no issues in terms of any side effects to do with your white blood cells and your red blood cells, etc.
Okay, thank you.
I just want to ask one question. Actually, we all have got the joints pain, definitely, especially in this age and the menopause, and sometimes osteoporosis as well, with weak bones and things. But you know, another thing happening with me is, you know, I've got the cramps. Everybody have got the cramps, but it's very funny, it's on my thighs, and it's, have you got anything for that as well?
Okay, cramps.
It's really, really bad.
I'd advise you to take probably magnesium for that.
I am taking magnesium.
And have you seen a difference with it? Are you seeing like a difference with the magnesium? Has it helped with the cramps or?
It's just started. It's not like I'm having from ages. It's just started about a couple of months ago. First I got on the back of my calves, and now lately, recently I have got in the front. I was sleeping and I jumped. It was so painful. I can't do anything. I tried to walk, it goes right at the back. From my front thigh, first it starts with the beginning, first in one and then another one. So anything herbal to help with that, please.
Cramps. Let me speak to you afterwards.
Yes, okay.
I don't have anything like to present right now, but I might be able to help you, inshallah.
All right, thanks.
For the rheumatoid arthritis, how much does it affect for them? That, and if I am just, it is like for me, I have arthritis, rheumatoid, osteo, fibromyalgia, and these kinds of things. So, do you think it will work for me? And I am already taking prednisone, hypertensive, I'm taking naproxen, I'm taking paracetamol for the pain. So, how it can work for me?
Yeah, so the sister asked if it can help us with rheumatoid arthritis, osteoarthritis, fibromyalgia, etc. So to confirm with that, it can. You know, we've had patients that have had fibromyalgia, we've had patients that are customers that have had osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. They were taking similar sort of treatments to yourself, painkillers, naproxen, paracetamol, and they've been pain-free by just taking this alone. Alhamdulillah, I'm not just saying that, you have to look at the reviews on our website. So what I'd advise you in this instance is, if you were to take them, whatever sort of medications you're taking, continue taking the medication, but then slowly wean yourself off it if you feel the herbal supplements having an effect. So the way for you to measure that is, when you start taking the supplements.
If you can close the door like that,
It's the plane. Sorry.
So when you start taking the supplement and you feel a difference, then you know that the supplement's working. So if you're on any medications, just slowly wean yourself off it, take yourself off it slowly, and then you won't even need to take the painkillers and the paracetamol. This alone will be sufficient for you, inshallah.
He was very in the beginning, you know.
Yeah.
Rubina told me about it.
Yeah.
But it makes really difference. I tell everybody.
I've been taking as well.
So
I finished
even
one bottle and
my
to get another one.
friend is well in Altrincham, they are taking
I think it
this
helps.
also.
But I can't really tell
So
because
I
I'm taking
recommend
so many
everyone
little
is
things.
it's really good rather
इसको कौन लोग क्या
than the other tablets. Because I'm
Are you still taking those?
I'm taking this one for last 6 months. Yeah, Rubina Raja introduced me.
She was one of the first customers. It's a shame she's not here today. So
Yeah.
she followed the same method where she's eventually cut down all
She
of
told
the
me about
medication.
you, you know, and then you dropped me at home.
Actually, Rabina was my first customer.
I was ordering from online,
Yeah.
but it's really good. I recommend everyone.
Yeah, Rubina is a big fan, fond of
That's really humbling to
Tayyib
hear.
Natural.
That's all I want to say.
She takes 2 a day and she says really
Yeah,
help,
so
but she ended up with this.
Yeah, with Rubina, she's now cut down, so she doesn't take her previous medications that she was taking.
Yeah, same as me.
And
I was
she's actually
taking.
cut down from 2 tablets to 1. We recommend 2, but the question of it was earlier about if you're going to be on it for. Because she feels like it's made such a difference, she's now able to manage with 1.
So she's reduced.
So
Yeah.
she's managed to reduce it down because like the herbs have kind
Yeah.
of taken effect. We do have other people that, with gout for example, they take it when they can feel they're getting a flare up. So it's not necessarily, like it depends on you yourself. We do recommend 2 a day, obviously for preventative reasons. And like
Yeah,
you
I'm
said.
now taking one.
But
a
there are
day.
people who are able to take it when they feel they need to take it and it still does help.
I
So it
was
doesn't mean
taking-
that you'll be on, 2 tablets.
I was
a day,
taking
every
very
day.
strong naproxen and paracetamol and
Yeah, you
ibuprofen. Everything I was trying, you know. But now I take paracetamol sometime, you know.
I think paracetamol is a given in Asian culture,
Yeah.
isn't it?
That's
Very
it's like addiction, you know.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else wants to say?
With rheumatoid arthritis in the hand. I was going gel to use and paracetamol, like they said, that's all there is. There's no other medication she's given me yet. So if that's good for joint care, then we can try that, if it's herbal, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you've been...
Like she said that it's very good.
Again, it's like, obviously she's testament to like the community which we're trying to serve, and like, apparently she's one of my customers as well, and if it's working for her, then you can take her word for it. But this is what I'm trying to convey to people, like, I'm not here to sort of, what's the word now, like,
Recommend it?
I'm not here to like, I'm just here to recommend it and showcase how beneficial it is. It's something that's helped me personally, which is why I'm so passionate about it.
Yeah.
I got arthritis in my foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was only 29 when I was
Well,
diagnosed
you're
with
too
it.
young to be knowing that.
You'd be surprised how many youngsters
Yeah,
out
oh
there
yes,
suffer
yes,
from
yeah,
it
of course, oh, yeah.
because of the nature of the world we're in,
Right.
processed foods, etc. But that's topic for another day. But if you've just been diagnosed with arthritis, this is perfect for you. You can try it,
Yeah.
see how it feels. If you get a positive response in the sense that your pains go away, then you know it's working.
I didn't even know PD's coming.
Yeah, thank you.
With another thing we found, like, with regards to sort of the herbal supplements, in the UK, these things aren't required to be tested. So because they're not sort of governed by the Food Standards Agency in any way. Supplement is, you don't require testing to sell it. So there's a lot at the moment, we've seen online in our research, a lot of Shilajit and things, people are selling kind of Shilajit gummies and big craze in the younger kind of generation about things like that. A lot of these things, they're not tested. They aren't required to be tested either. One thing we do is that we get the products tested by European Institute. So we actually send the batches off to America, get them tested and get the certificates back. That again comes from kind of the quality background that you have with the pharmaceutical. We just want to make sure that everything's safe and also that the levels of everything's equal. You're getting things made and you say it's a certain percentage of each ingredient, and if you're not testing it, you can't be sure that what you're saying is accurate either. So there are a lot of kind of supplement brands out there. There's a lot of people doing really good things, but we found, when we've looked into it, we found that supplements don't actually need to be tested. So with a lot of the gummies, they're very high in sugar content, the way that they form those tablets. So there will be benefits, but there's also the taking away the kind of natural side of it by turning it into the sweet. Because there's a lot of things they have to add for that.
Okay, ladies, so I'm sure you enjoyed the discussion and you found it very informative and useful. And the products are here if you want to purchase by ordering, and if you want to go online, go home and think about it. But the products are here right now and they are on discount, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's £25 speaking on your behalf. I'm not getting any commission, so I don't think that. So thank you so much. Sorry?
You will get free.
I should get free because you're supposed to drop me one.
Yeah, today, so don't worry.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Awais and Amber. Please, somebody want to come here as well, join us? Yeah. Okay, so thank you once again, and big round of applause for Awais and Amber. Thank you. And
Awais